Hi, this is Coach Cartier, and this is how to do a mind map. So, this mind map is going to be for a not real client named Kaylee, and Kaylee is getting ready to leave for 3 months overseas to pursue being a digital nomad for 3 months while she travels through Europe. And this mind map is for her to get ready to depart on this trip. So the way that we're going to start is we're going to write in the very center what is the subject of the mind map, and that's going to be Kaylee's 3 months abroad. Okay, 3 months abroad. So that's the topic, and that goes at the center of the paper. Now you want to use a big piece of plain unlined paper. Poster board is great. I have this large pad that, because I do mind mapping so frequently, I just use this pad. It's a big pad, but it's still a little small for mind mapping, but it works okay. So we write that in the center, and then we're going to circle it. And then off of that center circle, this is essentially a Venn diagram, I'm going to make a little line, and this is going to be the first topic, which is packing. Packing. So Kaylee has to pack for her trip. So packing, and then that gets circled, and then all the things that are going to be packed. Clothing, toiletries, and you just make the different topics that come off packing all have a line and a circle. And then if there's something specific, like, excuse me, like clothing, like bring the blue coat, bring, the big blue coat. I wrote the word big. So big blue coat, a piece of clothing. So as things subdivide, then when it's a different topic entirely, like shifting business to online. Okay, so Kaylee's an entrepreneur. She has a business. She's going to be a digital nomad for the 3 months. So shifting business to fully online is a whole nother section. So so you go back to the central circle of the topic, which is Kaylee's 3 months abroad, and you write shifting business to fully online and put a circle around that. And then everything that relates to that might be notify clients, upload spreadsheets. I'm just making stuff up. This is all just an example. The point is that each of these circled items is a thought that's running through your mind as you are preparing to whatever it is you're preparing for, that you're doing the mind map for. So every single thought that's like swimming around in your brain goes on the paper with a circle on it, and it's connected into the web, the area of the web where it belongs. So the two main web offshoots we have are packing and shifting business to online. Another one might be subletting apartment. Okay, is a whole nother topic. Subletting apartment. So that is another start of another web, and that might be, listing an ad online. And that gets a circle. And then or another one might be letting your friends know that your apartment is available. So that's essentially how it works. And in the end, you're going to have the paper is going to be this whole web of these different topics, and you just connect them. So, when you start sort of a new thought spread, you go back to the central theme, which you wrote in the beginning, which is like the overall theme, which in this case is Kaylee's 3 months abroad. But as you are exploring certain topics, you just, you make a branch, and then you write what that thought is, you circle it, and then you follow that thought all the way until it stops with making additional different words and circles as you get more and more specific. Now, it kind of works like a to-do list, but this is not a to-do list. This is getting the mess of thoughts in your brain that are creating overwhelm and confusion onto the paper in exactly the way that those thoughts kind of move through your mind. In my experience and in the experience of a former boss who taught me this technique, once it's sort of like a big brain dump. Once your brain is like empty and you feel clear, and that's when you stop. When you can't come up with any more thoughts that relate to the central topic, that's when you know you're done. If you have to go on to another piece of paper, that's totally fine. Keep working the mind map until you feel like the brain dump, you get to a stopping point where you can't think of another topic. Just getting all that stuff out of your mind and putting it into the paper is going to move an enormous amount of energy in your life, and you'll notice that dots start to connect and things start to just shift and come together in a way that can feel very magical, but definitely can accelerate your process of kind of getting things together for a big change. When I was offered this technique, I had 3 weeks to pack up a 3-bedroom house, rent it out, rehome my cat, leave my job, and interview candidates to replace me at that job, as well as like say goodbye to all my friends, everything that I needed to pack up a car to move across country. I had 3 weeks, and every time I would hit that kind of like a place of just, I'm so overwhelmed that I feel stuck and I can't even move forward, I would stop and do the mind map, and then immediately there would be a big shift as things would start to come together. And I got it all done, and I got out the door with everything completed on the day that I was ready to depart, and I started a whole new chapter of my life. So I stand by this technique 1000%, and I hope that it will help you too. And if you have any questions, if it's not clear, feel free to message me back. I'm going to just show you that this whole entire book is all for mind maps, and you can see that I have some that are like really, really thorough, that take up, just see what they look like. So that is mind mapping, and I hope that is helpful for you.